The other member has lost his chance.
Okay. Thank you, Speaker. I would like to say this, that the ferries are an important mode of transport. And the coast, for instance, has had several incidences, one of which is the tragedy that happened in Kilifi in 1978 and the one that happened in Tongwe. All these, we have lives lost, lives that could have been saved if there was safety. Today, the ferries that ply Likoni Channel have always posed a threat to the people of the coast and those that use the ferry, the visitors and all that. There are two things that happen. One, the carnage that we had when the ferries caused accidents. There was a time when a lorry could not go forward and it started reversing when it had left the ferry. Many people were killed. Something that could have been prevented, but lives were lost because somebody did not do his job. Madam Speaker, again, we had the Tongwe ferry tragedy. Very many lives were lost. If you look at all that, there's a possibility of human error, negligence, or just lack of commitment to the safety of the people that use the ferries. The world over, ferry transport is used, and there is a lot of input in terms of strategy to ensure that there is safety at the ferry. But here in Kenya, and particularly the channel that uses, in this country, only Likoni uses ferries. It's not such a huge thing that government cannot afford it. Government can afford it. But what we see, Madam Speaker, is that there is utter negligence on the part of government to ensure the safety of the people using the ferry. Madam Speaker, going forward, it is very important that first, investment is made, proper investment is made to secure our ferries by bringing in new ferries and better ferries. I had a privilege of traveling to Vancouver in Canada, where they use the sea bus. A sea bus is just like the ferry, only that it doesn't carry vehicles. It is a decent vehicle that is affordable and less cheaper than the big ferries and a lot of iron among others that we see at the ferry. Madam Speaker, what we are asking for is that government gets committed to have a strategy, a 5-year strategic plan to revamp the ferry transport which is needed. Madam Speaker, the economy of Kwale County, the economy of Mombasa counties depend very much on this ferry. The people who cross every day are workers that come to be productive in Mombasa. Kwale depends on tourism very much. If the safety of the ferries are not guaranteed, the economy of Kwale County will go down and many jobs will be lost and very many families will suffer because the ferries have not been taken care of properly. Madam Speaker, I would like to urge this government, as we look forward, it's important that one, we secure the channel and secure the ferry, that we have proper management, people who are well-trained and well-conversant with the use of the ferry, that safety measures and security measures be put in place to ensure that the ferries are safe for the people. Just like we have every day on the road traffic police officers, we have check units, we have people who are checking the vehicles every day. We have inspectorates and all that are checking to ensure that the ferries are secure. We have people who check that our airports are secure and the runways are secure and planes land safely. It is important that the same be done for the ferries, especially at the coast. We have a huge investments of money in our airports today. If you go to JKA, you'll see a lot of work that is going on. If you go to other parts of the countries, the airports are being secured. Why? Because there are Kenyans using it. Why isn't it happening at the ferry and yet these are Kenyans, equal Kenyans like any other that are using this ferry every day as their mode of transport? We take care of the bridges, but we cannot take care of the ferries. Why? My question is, are these people of lesser gods that cross the ferry every day, that nobody at all takes any interest to ensure that the ferries are safe? Recently we had the family that, the mother and the daughter that died at the ferry. Something that could have been prevented. if you go on the ferry, you realize that you have a ramshackle of a ferry carrying over 10,000 people inside, and nobody cares about safety. Government does not care about the people, that they care about people. You see, every day we see police officers doing things which they should not. We see police officers on the road that stop border riders to check on the security of the border rider. But they cannot check on the safety of 10,000 people in one vehicle crossing that channel. And they leave the ferries to go to waste the way they are. Madam Speaker, it's very important that, one, we secure the ferries by making sure that they are proper vehicles. Change the mode of ferries, the type of ferries that we use in this country. There are outdated ferries. We have the sea buses that are being used all over, and people sit comfortably on a seat. It is well covered, it is made of fiberglass, and it crosses without any problem. But that cannot happen in this country. Why? Because somebody does not think that those people that are using the ferry are as important as other people. So, Madam Speaker, what I urge is, one, we revamp the management of the ferry. We ensure we have new vehicles instead of the old heavy metal ferries that we have that run on that channel. And again, put security measures such that if anything happens, there is a plan to rescue the people that are involved. So, Madam Speaker, I would like to support this report and urge that it be implemented as soon as possible. And within the 6 months it has not been implemented, it should come to the implementation committee where I sit. And I've seen the chair here. We shall deal with it and deal with the government officials who will disregard this report in the event that it passes in this House, for which I'm sure it will pass. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Very well. The member